The answer to the question everybody wants to know. LeBron, what's your decision?
In this fall, man, it's very tough.
There is your main event for WrestleMania. John Cena.
John Cena just turned heel and aligned with The Rock in one of the most shocking moments in professional wrestling history. But given who Cena has represented to children everywhere by being the undoubtable good guy for 22 years, this event transcended wrestling and shook the entire sports world. In fact, the sports world hasn't been this stunned, shocked, and blindsided since LeBron James decided to leave Cleveland for the Miami Heat in 2010. A move that was met with so much violence and vitriol that people were burning jerseys in the street, and we thought LeBron's life was in danger at points because at that time, he too was the unprecedented hero that John Cena was. Yet, as I dive deeper, I'm starting to find their career accomplishments to be much more than a coincidence, as their careers mirror each other in a way that can only be termed as cosmic destiny. From unparalleled longevity at the top and polarizing the GOAT debates of their respective sports, it is actually a third factor they both share that separates them as legends in their fields. By the end of this video, you will be so shook that you'll join me in this parallel universe in which I permanently live. Let's talk. You want to have your mind blown? The last time John Cena was a heel was 22 years ago. And guess who was in the crowd watching? One super young LeBron Raymond James. Much like a young samurai absorbing everything from his sensei, here we sit 22 years later, and LeBron James and John Cena are both at the absolute tops of their sports. And crazily, they've done it being the main guy, the good guy for all this time. Somebody said this about LeBron James recently, which was, no matter how you place him in the GOAT debate, nobody has ever been this good for this long. And I thought that was an excellent way to characterize LeBron's career. But if you think about it, this exactly applies to John Cena as well. Whether you love him or hate him, the fact that this dude has even outlasted LeBron James, who, when he first entered the NBA, we were all using Moto razors, and half the people watching this don't even know what the hell that is. These two men are the unparalleled GOATs of longevity. They've both done it for 20 plus years, and they've done it at the top of their game. Why this is so important is that people will find any way to diminish longevity and even dismiss it by saying doing better in a shorter amount of time is more impactful. But that's just not true. You know what else I can't believe is true? That only 1.5% of y'all watching are subscribed. Come on, bees, give that like button an attitude adjustment and the subscribe button a 5-knuckle shuffle so I can continue making weird content for you. Back to the content now. These men's incredible longevity are second to none, and it actually deserves much more respect in terms of GOAT conversations. It is a massive effort to be able to perform for this good at this long. It's not just some matter of course. You have to be in incredible shape and mental stability to be able to pull this off for this long. And this is where we get to the second point. No superstar or legendary athlete in their respective sports has gotten as much polarizing hate as these two, despite being the faces and carrying $100 billion corporations. Yet somehow, with each of these men in equal spades, the vitriol that comes with putting their names in the GOAT conversation, despite being the best for longest, is actually quite crazy. LeBron James has more points, rebounds, and assists than Michael Jordan. He has more points than anybody. He has more finals appearances than Michael Jordan. He still has multiple championships, MVPs, and finals MVPs. He's 40,000 years old and still one of the 5 best players in the NBA. Any other person, you'd say, yeah, they're absolutely worthy of being in the discussion. But when it's about LeBron James, there is a specific vitriol which is only comparable to, guess who? John Cena. John Cena has sold more merchandise than anybody, main evented WrestleMania 5 times, has granted more wishes than any human alive, and is tied for 16 championships with Ric Flair. But there's still a huge portion of people who chant Cena sucks and have a specific vitriol for him, as if his long-term greatness is part of some agenda. Just like the NBA is accused of secretly being controlled by LeBron James. What these two men have done absolutely warrant GOAT conversation. Yet, if you bring up either of these men in that regard, it is met with absolute and utter venom. And this leads us to the third factor, which actually makes LeBron James and John Cena the same person on different timelines. LeBron James and John Cena will play the good company man and endure your hate and turn the other cheek and make it seem like it's all good, as long as it benefits them. And then they are so well adaptive and ahead of the curve that they will pull the rug out right from underneath you and do whatever it takes to get the win. Or another way of putting it, both these men will do anything to enhance their incredible legacies, including turning into a heel villain, despite having built a career on the exact opposite. They are so far ahead of the media and general population, they know that at the end of the day, when they are retired, all that will matter is one thing: the amount of titles you have. That's why LeBron James turned heel to go to Miami, because he hadn't yet won in Cleveland, and he knew his legacy would not even be considered without a championship, let alone multiple championships. John Cena knew the WWE Universe was not gonna buy him beating Flair's record by being good old hustle, loyalty, and respect John Cena. And you know what? He said it himself.
I will win 17 not for me. I will win 17 to someday shake the hand of the person who wins 18.
And then after I stopped, I was like, that one right there made you the greatest player of all time.
And guess what? John Cena is about to win number 17, and LeBron James just crossed 50,000 career points. And they both at one point said, fuck the kids, and their careers are much better off for it. Each day they continue to be in front of our faces, and the back of our minds is another day their competitors fade further and further from our memories. It's absolute genius at work. Respect to LeBron James, John Cena, the same person. Now let's watch these beautiful Hollywood level heel turns in their full form.
In this fall, I'm going to take my talents to South Beach and join the Miami Heat.